Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere. And Starlight is at a different hiking trail. I'm not sure. I didn't really research this because I was in a rush to just get somewhere and eat my lunch and cook some food in my car. So anyway, I hope all of you are getting out in nature like Starlight is. And not only to get out in nature, make sure you bring enough water. Drop the soda. You can actually clean your toilet bowl with that, just pour it down your toilet bowl. So Starlight does not drink soda anymore. So anyway, besides making sure, you're getting out in nature and, getting rid of your soda and make sure you get plenty of water make sure you're being kind to yourself and others. Be friendly, but protect yourself. Be wise out in public. We don't have to be stuck up, when we see people, and depending on what race, right? Hey, if you're this color, I'll look that way. If you're white, I'll look this way. If you're Indian, I'll look this way. If you're white, I'll look that way. I'm like, but anyway, Starlight's being mean. But that's how a lot of us are, right? Because Starlight was doing that. So I've been breaking myself of, not looking the other way because I see a person of a different color, So Starlight's so real, sometimes I even make my own self sick. So I do love all of you. These are things that people are guilty of. We all can fall in that situation of being racist in different forms, Even church-going people do this. I've seen churches out there that, I've seen where it's just all white people. There's no other race in there. And then I've seen the opposite where it's all people of color and there's no whites, Not absolutely. I've been, where the white race, we're all one anyway. So there's really no difference just because of the color skin. I've been in a church where they didn't want people of color, didn't want anybody other than white people in their church. And I've been around out in public with, people of color, having a church outside in public, but won't even smile and say hello to Starlight. Wow. So all races are guilty, or can be guilty at being like this, being, afraid to, be around other skin color people. And we all, bleed red, and we all came from the same creator. So I do love all of you, and I am sorry. I don't want to even say I'm sorry for that introduction, because people need to hear these things. This is a big, huge problem of what goes on in the world and why people are the way they are out in public. And I'm not saying all of us are guilty. Like I said, I was guilty at this. Now I have been reprogramming myself is to look at everyone, no matter what skin color they are. So if we all just practice on that, and it does take time, it is something. Why was I like that before? I have no clue. I never hated any of those people, never had a reason to. So anyway, I do love you. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. Wow, what an introduction, right? And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to be that change in the world. It's better than just wanting to see that change. A lot of people, they just want to see it but not be it. It's better to be it than just want to see it. So I love all of you, no matter what, no matter where you are as far as your growth goes. And also, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, besides subscribing to my YouTube channel, don't forget you can ring I will ring the notification bell, but you could push the notification button, and you could share my videos with your family, your friends, your raccoon, your cats. Just like I just seen a few minutes ago in my other video that I made is some raccoons hanging out and some kitty cats out here. So I'm gonna make another video and let you see these cats and raccoons hanging out. And also, besides, check out my playlist. Make sure you do that, because there's different topics, and I'm gonna have more videos on parenting, because I realized the other video I made it was a great video that I made. And also, you can also follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. And like I said in my last video, which I had to delete, is I had to stop it, is that I want to apologize. I didn't realize how long my videos have been lagging. I believe that would be the definition of what is going on, is that my videos will play in the beginning, but as I go through, on YouTube, as far as uploading them on YouTube, somewhere in the middle of my videos, the voice still goes and the picture will freeze. So I believe it's because of an internet problem, because I'm on a phone. I'm not like at one, like at my apartment where the internet would be there the whole time, where I'm always moving around all the time, going from one place to the next. And I do notice at the end of the night, is that the internet is not that great. And so I believe that is the reason why my videos are lagging. So I apologize, but at least the voice is there. So don't let it discourage you from finishing and listening the rest of the videos, because if you let that bother you, then you're missing out on the message. And the way people are in this society, it's lucky if you can get them to sit down for like a TikTok video. Really, it's really bad, So don't let yourself get to that situation to only be able to sit, for long enough for a TikTok video. And, like I said in my other video, my dad, when I was growing up, he really couldn't, like now, I would have to say more than when I was younger, he can't even see the TV, or even his daughter or his kids or anybody. So he just listens, and that's what sometimes we'll just have to, listen to Starlight and not worried about the background or any of that stuff. And so anyway, I am trying to figure out the problem, why it's happening. And thank you, all of you that have subscribed to my YouTube channel and liked my videos, or watch my videos, or share my videos, all that, or even check out my playlist. Thank you. So here we go, a new video today. And so because I made a video yesterday about, really it's about preparing your kids for the real world, and that's about teaching your kids. A lot of times this gets missed with the parents, is because, parents want to have babies, but then when they have the babies, they decide they don't really want to be a parent. So then they drop their kids off, at the school, or, at a babysitter's, and, and then they're out making money. And when they're doing this, then, the children are missing out on so many things, and nobody really catches it, because nobody really knows what the kids are teaching the children. And a lot of times parents really count on the school to do everything, or count on the churches to do everything, or the government to take care of the kids. And that was my point in the video, the last video I made, is it's really our jobs as parents to do all these things and teach our kids these things. It's really not the public schools. It's not, we can't point fingers at them and say, hey, you're not doing a good job. It's because it's not even their job anyway. And so anyway, I don't want to get too caught up on that. It's just I will be having more parenting videos, because after I made the video yesterday, I realized, how much that I see out in the world, what is wrong, why we keep on repeating the same stuff over and over again, why all this time that we haven't gotten it right, as far as bringing up kids. There might be a very few out in the whole world that are doing really, 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 they're doing everything they can, and it doesn't matter about your education. Some people get so, you could have the greatest education, but really be a horrible parent, and then there's people that could have had a really horrible education, and they could be really good parents. You could have came from like a good family and ended up coming out to be a not so good adult, not such a great person growing up, or you could have had people that you could have came from an abusive family, and you could have turned out like a really great person and a really great family, a parent. So it really all depends on, a lot. It's really based down to you, You know, we could put a lot of blame on our parents and said, hey, it's because of them. They didn't teach me this. They didn't teach. Believe me, it goes on and on. That list can go on and on and on of why we are the way we are. And we got to let that go and realize, you know what? We're not, if you're not living with your mom and dad right now, now it's you. Now it's all about you. Forget about them right now. Believe me, it's not going to do any good bringing up all the stuff that they didn't do right. And, you know, maybe they did some things right, you know, hopefully something right, you know, because that's some of the case with some of the kids out there is that it's hard for them to see anything good that the parents did. And that's a very hard situation to be when you have a hard time saying, hey, what did they do right? You know, it's so easy to, like in life as being human beings, it's so easy to point out what people are doing wrong. You know, people can point at me as a YouTuber or what I'm doing wrong, and I can, you know, look out in the world and see all the negativity and all that stuff that I see wrong. But what are they doing right? What did they actually do right? And, you know, so this video is really about Mother's Day. So I just want to say to the mothers out there, and this is really focused on mothers that really gave their all, you know, and this video is not for perfect mothers, because I'm going to just shoot through here. This is a golf course over here. This is one game I never did golf except for at a little golf court where you games, you pay for a little bit of money to, but anyway, so this video is not for perfect moms, because like I said, there's no such thing as a perfect mom, and there's no such thing as a perfect dad. There's no such thing as a perfect male, and there's no such thing as a, you know, a perfect female, you know, or anybody. There's not one person that's perfect at all. So it's not about being a perfect mom, but this video is about moms that really gave their all, and they had to sacrifice a lot, and they did all they could to no matter what kind of education they had growing up, is you know, because some people, they believe that because you didn't have an education that you're not going to be a good mom. And a lot of people believe if you don't have a mom and a dad that you're not going to be a good parent, you're not going to do good bringing up your kids. And those are all lies. Those are all lies. So don't believe all the things that you've been told, you know, because Starlight did not have an education growing up, and Starlight did not have a good background growing up. What else? And Starlight, see, I had all the three. So Starlight didn't have a good home growing up, Starlight didn't have a good education growing up, and Starlight did not have a father to help raise up her two children. My two children have two different dads, so either one of them stayed around to be a dad for my kids. So, you know, and then there's people that will judge people and say, oh my, you know, your kids are going to turn out this way because the dad's not around. And hang on, beep. And those are lies. Those are people's opinions that really smell like my armpits right now. Starlight's been out here sweating a little bit, and they didn't actually smell. I did put deodorant on this morning after I cleaned up. I had to throw that in there to be funny, because some people don't clean up, but they put the deodorant on. You know, it's like cover up the smell. So hang on, so like I said, this video is for people, moms, really gave their all as far as being a mom. And it, like I said, it doesn't matter what kind of family you came from. You could have came from a really abusive family, and you know, because of coming from a really abusive family, you learned a lot of valuable lessons because you came from that really abusive family. So, and then you decide, you know what, when I grow up, I don't want to be nothing like my parents. I'm not going to raise my kids the way my parents did. I'm gonna raise up my kids the way I want to raise up my kids. So that is beautiful, is when you can do that, is to say, you know what, I'm not going to do it their way, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to bring up my kids the way I want to bring them up, and that is the way you want to. You don't want to, you got to find what works for you. I could make videos and say all that I can say in these videos, but it's really up to you on what you decide to do as far as being a mom. So this is a Mother's Day video, is to say Happy Mother's Day to all of you women out there, that whether you're a single mom or whether you're a mom that has a husband or a boyfriend, or maybe maybe you've had a hard time even having somebody to stay around and be a father figure. This is for the moms out there, whether like your background, maybe you came from a good family, and maybe you learned because they were good parents how to be a good parent. So this is for you, but this is for mainly the moms that really, not that they were perfect. Starlight was not a perfect mom when I brought up my kids. So I had a lot of lessons to learn bringing up my kids, So, but what it is I never gave up on my kids, and I stuck it through all the way to the end. And, I have to say, my kids turned out really good, and, are they perfect? No, and it's not about that. It's just that they learned a lot from their mom, as far as how to be a good mom to their kids. That's what makes the difference. Now, because I built into them, look at that. That's something this actually doesn't connect here. Isn't this weird, like a video game, like Starlight's a nut. So, it is amazing, how your kids can learn from the parents, and I give my kids a lot of credit as far as how they have been with their kids. My daughter is such a good, caring, nurturing mom with her son, even though she doesn't see her son all the time, but she's there. She is actually there for her son, and she gives him a lot of love. She's very she loves to explain stuff, and my kids did not grow up with their mom. I preached at them. I did not yell a lot. I did preach, though. I was keeping my cool. I had the word of God actually when my kids were little, and so my kids don't yell at their kids, because they know that's not the right way to bring up your kids, is by yelling and screaming, because it's not healthy for the kids to witness that kind of behavior. So this video is really got some fishermen's out here. It's the time of year, so it's really great. I want to see how far this baby comes out on this. I've never seen one this long like this for a walkway by the water. So this is beautiful out here. So this is a Happy Mother's Day video for mothers that had to sacrifice, they went through a lot bringing you up, bringing their kids up, and that they taught their kids the best that they could as far as how to be young adults when they got older. And like I said, this is not a video for perfect moms out there, because that does not exist. So hang on, I'm gonna just go people here. So yeah, if you are a mom, and no matter how many kids you have, and no matter if you brought your kids up on your own, or you had help, or if you had a husband or a wife, this is a Happy Mother's Day video. So this is just to say, hey, Starlight just wants to say Happy Mother's Day to all of those moms out there that really gave their all to be a good mom, and to let you know that, excuse me.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. So, this is for hang on, beep, whoopsie, beep. So I just want to say it's great to know that there's other moms out there that, they really do. They work hard at being a good mom. They try to have balance for their kids, and it's so important, Not saying that they got all their shit together, because none of us have all of our shit together. We all have to learn, like different things as far as when we were growing up. And then your kids, when they get on their own, it's like it's like a puzzle. You got a puzzle. And, when the kids get on their own, depending on if they stayed with you the whole entire time, whether you had sons or daughters or both, like I got one daughter and I got the perfect, I wanted more. I wanted 10 more, but, somebody just had to, I'll just stay home with the kids, clean the house, cook, do the yard work. I can't do the car fixing, but, give me 10 more kids. I would have been happy with that. It just that what it is when kids get on their own, as good parents, I don't want to say good, but parents that are really trying their best to bring their kids up in a good, godly way, is to, we want to do so much work for them, help them out to get ready for the real world. So when they get on their own, it's not such a struggle for them when they get on their own. And that's why I made that video yesterday, is how important it is to teach your kids to do different things like cook and clean and do yard work and all that. Because guess what? Hey, are you going to be there to do their housework? And are you going to be there to cook their food? And are you going to be at, how are you going to be at your house cooking your dinners and cooking their dinners at their house? And how are you going to be at your house to do the yard work and then go back at their house to do the yard work, or, clean the house? Are you going to clean your house and then go at your son's house or your daughter's house and clean her house? No, I hope not. Some of you are like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I go to my son's house every night and cook his dinner. Oh, no. But no, you don't, that's why it's so important to do that stuff when they're little. So when they get on you can get a break later on. That's the whole part, is to, try to teach them as many things when they're little, how to, like to know, how to pick out a guy, how to pick out a girl, how to protect yourself from diseases, how to, how to have safe sex, how to, respect a lady, how to respect a man, all these different things. Are the school system teaching that? What are the schools teaching them? They're teaching about, hey, if you don't want to be a boy, you could be a girl. If you don't want to be a girl, you could be a boy. Hello. Is that where we want to send our kids? And they, what does the school teach? The school teach, hey, I'm better than you. No, I am better than you. No, I'm better than you. I'm better. I'm the fastest. No, I'm the smartest. No, I'm the best at basketball. And it shouldn't be that way. So the school is corrupting the kids more than you think, so, and I understand a lot of you probably did have your kids in homes, in public school, but when they're not in public school, you got to make sure that they're being taught the other things. How do you know what the school is teaching and what they're not? So that's why, when the kids get on their own, it's almost like they already have a manual already set, how to do this and that. But sometimes what happens is sometimes all the time is when the kids get on their own, depending on how they were as children and how you were as a parent, they get a manual to how to be an adult. And guess what? That manual book that you gave them, a lot of the pages are missing. And you're like, what? Have you ever ordered something, ordered like how to put like a big shelf together? Starlight did this before. Starlight's a Miss Fix-It. I did put a hard desk to a really good made desk together. I actually figured out it had the instructions. I even put together a weightlift machine for somebody when I was younger, and it had a manual that came with the machine, and it had a directions on how to put that shelf together. It wasn't where you just see the shelf at the store and throw it in your car. No, it was a shelf, and it was all taken apart. They had all the, you better hope they have all the nuts and the bolts and the right size screws and all this stuff. And most of the time you only have to have the screwdriver and the tools to put it together. So but what happens a lot of times, and you're probably relating to this when you got on your own, is when you got out of your family's house, did you have a manual? Was there directions on what to do next? What to do next? Now I'm 16 years old. Now what? And this happens in life, is that people do. They get out on their own. That's when Starlight, I do know other people, they got on their own at 16. So it's amazing that people, because something wasn't right at home, right? There's something wrong going on at the house. So this is why it's so important Starlight's going to turn around. It's because I got some people sunbathing out here, and I don't want to disrupt them. But so when you got on your own, no matter what age, I bet you kind of was like, oh my, I don't know how to cook dinner. I don't know how to clean. I don't know how to pick a man out. I don't know how to pick a female out. I don't know how, to do laundry at a laundromat because we don't have a washer and a dryer at the house. How do I use the stove? So the booklet that you might have, hey, there's a trail here. I see something in here. I got Starlight's Curious George here. Got to check it out. So when you get on your own, it's like, okay, I got this book. And sometimes what we learn from our parents is more of what not to do. How many can relate to this? Okay, what did you learn from your mom and dad? What are, if you made a list of the things that you learned, and we'll put like, you might have to have a big notebook for this, what, you can have a piece of paper, and on the top of the piece of paper, say, what are the positive things that you learned from your mom and dad? I know that's a tough one, isn't it? Ouch. Starlight, what the heck are you doing to my brain? Wow, look at all this. Nobody cleaned this up yet. This is a job for Starlight. I wouldn't even mind doing this. This is I like this spot. It sucks that nobody's cleaning it up and making it look good, because this is a great little spot here. It's been like this for a long time. The benches are really old. But yeah, so like Starlight was saying, is so on one piece of paper you have, like I was saying, is what are the positive things that you learned from your mom? You can even have it separate. What are the positive things that you learned, from your dad? And now I know, now you're actually, you might not want to even admit, that you learned anything from them in a positive way, depending on who I'm talking about, And now I know this is the part that you probably have so many things that you can't wait to write it on the piece of paper, is how many negative things have you learned from your mom? And how many negative things did you learn from your dad? And I know that list is probably getting halfway filled by now. Is like, wow, the horrible things I learned, the things not to do, what not to do as a parent, what not to do to your kids, what not to do, So when you get on your own, like I said, you kind of have this book of how to make it on your own, without your mom and dad there. And as you're going to notice is that there's a lot of pages missing, and just kind of like the Bible, there's some things missing, So now that's where you got to figure out how to do this, and if you're lucky, if you have the same mom and same dad, and no matter the mom and dad, they might have did everything they could to help you out. They might have did the best they could with the education that they had, with the background that they had. They might have did the best that they could, where they didn't get mixed up with drugs and alcohol, and they didn't, end up, in a hospital, or some people, they end up having such a horrible time as kids growing up that they might have, not have done so good, where they, because of the stuff was too much for them, where, they might have not even made it through this lifetime. They might have had to give up, completely. And, and that is so sad, because there's a lot of adults that have done that in their lifetime, where they just couldn't go any further because it was too, it just was too much. They didn't understand what was going on. But this video is for the moms and dads out there that did their best, bringing up their kids in such a way that now their kids are adults, and now they have kids, and now you got grandkids, and now this is when you get to see the fruit of your labor, is how are they doing as parents now? Did they learn from your example as how to be a good mom? Did they learn by your good example of how to be a good dad? Did they learn different things from you? So this is about moms that, now they get to see how their kids are bringing their kids up, and that's when you're going to see the fruit right there. If you did a really good job as a mom, and now you get to see how your kids are bringing up their kids, your grandkids, and you're like, wow, you're doing better. I never even thought of it, but you're doing better than I even imagined. That's where the fruit comes in right there. A lot of people get mixed up with material values and all this stuff, and Starlight gave everything away to be in the situation now, because I'm sorry, I got a dry throat. I got to get some water. Speaking of water, I haven't had water in a while. So Starlight's got to drink some water. My throat is a little dry. So that's why it's so important, is when you give all your all to be a good mom. Because I really just want to focus on the moms right now, is that you're going to see your fruit when they have their kids. That's really going to break it down to let you know how good or bad of a job you were or did as a mom yourself. And sometimes when I say that, it is hard to say this when I'm going to say this. Starlight had it kind of easy in a way. Some of you are probably thinking, how is that? You didn't even have their dads around. Well, sometimes that's exactly what I mean, is even though I didn't have their dads around to help me bring up the kids, it was a blessing. It was a blessing, because, a lot of times we get mixed up with the wrong people, to be, and, not every mom was meant to be a mom. There's a lot of women out there that can have babies, and there's a lot of men that can make children, but just because a woman can have a baby, and just because a guy can make a baby, it doesn't mean that that lady that can have a baby is going to be a good mom, and it doesn't mean that that man that could make a baby is going to be a good father. But when you find out if you really were a good father or you really were a good mom, it's when you have your grandkids. How are they doing with your grandkids? That is how you're going to find out of the job that you did as far as a mom or a dad. Is what did you give to your kids as a gift later on in their life? And a lot of people get wrapped up in a lot of times people can't wait for their parents to pass away because they want a will, and what's even better than receiving cash or land or a house is, what are you building for the next generation in this world? What are you building there? Because to me, that's priceless. The land, you can end up losing it, and the house, if you don't take care of it, it could fall apart. All kinds of, the money could easily, get stolen or something, or you can waste the money that was given to you, and people sometimes get greedy, because I do know a lot of people, they can't wait until their parents die. It's like, hey, when you pass away, then I get the trailer, I get the land, it's all mine, you said it's mine. And that's another whole story on that. But this is more important to me, is to what are you putting in your, in your family, what are you giving your family back, and that's more important than any dollar bill, is, and I have to say, both of my kids, even though my daughter is not right with her son all the time because of the situation that she's in, but she's there all the time and being that, loving her son, calls him up, visits with him and stuff like that. And there's a lot of moms in those situations. And with my daughter, it's just because she's been in the hospital a lot, and not because she was on drugs. It's just that she was going through a spiritual awakening. So, and that was something that was out of her control. So it's not that my daughter did anything. I just want to make that clear, because my daughter went through a lot. So hang on, I got to push the... So anyway, this video is really, like I said, is for moms out there that they gave their all. And like I said, you'll know the fruit of your labor is when you see your grandkids on how your kids are bringing up their kids, and that will determine on as how you were as a mom or dad. Oops, excuse me again. Enjoy your day. And if you're a mom, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, I am.
Okay, yep. So, whoops, here we go. Sorry about the music, something out of my control. But, so anyway, for all of you women out there that really gave your all and did the best that you could in the situation that you were in, is I just want to say a big happy Mother's Day. And this is one of my favorite, like if you want to call it a holiday, I would have to say, because I really take this holiday here. This is one of my favorites, is because I know I gave all my all with my kids. And here I am, on my YouTube channel, gave everything away to still try to give for my grandkids, for them to have a better future, in this lifetime. So anyway, I do love all of you. I gotta wait because the sun is really bright out here. So if you are a mommy, happy Mother's Day. And really, let me see if I can do this. I can't do it because I don't have any way of putting my phone down where you could see me, but I'm clapping for you. If you gave your all, not that you were perfect, because believe me, Starlight was not perfect. I did have lessons that I had to learn as a mom, the do not do's, but my kids, I have to say, my son, he gave me such a beautiful, big, huge Mother's Day card years ago, and he wrote the date down, and he put so much in that card that said it all. I mean, like, he really did. I think he had help with his wife, but he must have told her things about his mom, and he knew that I was such a given mom, and that was a lot about what was in that card. And my daughter, it's amazing. She made me feel, both of my kids make me feel like a super mom, and I am a super mom. And that's why I have my YouTube channel. I care so much about the kids, and not even that they have to be mine. I care for everybody's kids. There was a time that I thought I was Mother Mary. It's kind of funny. I thought everybody was my kids out here in the world. So yeah, I am a super mom, and you are too. Like if you were able to go through that, like having labor and bringing them in the world and protecting them from the wolves out there, you are a super mom. Not that you have to be perfect, it's just that you gave your all and you didn't give up. You're still there helping your kids out, even when they're adults. So anyway, I really love all of you women, and soon it will be the Dad's Day. Whoops, Starlight's hair is getting a little funky. And it's amazing when I put videos together, sometimes things come together and I didn't even know I had that information. It's the it's the way God actually does things, and where God actually put things in this video that I didn't even know I was going to be putting in there. So I really hope you enjoy this video. And so that's why it's so important, if you are a young mom, that's why it's so important to do all you can throughout their whole time before they end up, leaving the nest, is to give them all that you can possibly do. Teach them as many great things as, teach them the, the negatives and positives about life, and show them the right way. Show them, like what you learned in life, and teach them that way. So when they get on their own, they don't have a manual that has a lot of pages ripped out, where they got to figure it out all on their own, how to do this, those are things that they should have learned at the house. So there's times that they're going to have like, how did I do this, because we're not going to always give them everything. That's a part that they have to figure out on their own, is the way this works, is the way life is. Sometimes those are things that they got to figure out. Like me, I can't say mom and dad. I could just say mom did as much as she could. I was the mom and the dad, building both sides in my kids. My son was so great, and not that my daughter wasn't, is that my son thought of it, is that, because him being the son, is that he even was giving me Father's Day cards. So I love my kids so much, and my grandkids. I love all of them. And I love all of you too. Thank you if you were a great mom and that you gave all your all, and not that you were perfect, because God knew we weren't gonna be, but it's just that you gave your all. And I love you so much. And this is Starlight. Whoops, sorry. You can give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you could share these videos. Hey, don't forget the notification bell. That way you do not miss any videos. And you can follow me on Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.